Gender roles in Africa, Asia, and Western countries. Pre-colonial Philippines. The traditional gender roles in the Philippines were influenced by women, particularly in the absence of Datu and the Baybayin. A spiritual leader played a significant role in community decision-making. This role presented even after American and Japanese occupation. The next page is post-World War II change. Women gained more opportunities, privilege, and rights, including voting and career pursuit, leading to greater gender equality and greater freedom of personal and professional choices. In post-World War II change, women to give opportunities to choose their career pursuit and right to vote, everything in election. Gender rules in modern Japan. First, despite Japan's economic power, traditional gender rules remain influential. Second, women are often responsible for household and childcare duties. Third, men are expected to dedicate long hours to their careers and prioritize work relationships. Fourth, companies often recruit men directly from universities to foster loyalty and train them for specific roles. There are the gender roles in modern Japan. Africa. Patriarchal system, men hold dominance and decision-making power. Second, woman rules. Primarily focus on domestic duties like homemaking, childcare, with limited participation in the workforce and decision-making. Third, challenge. Women face issues like early marriage, repetitive childbearing, and limited access to education and economic opportunities. North America, like referring to the United States. First, progress towards gender equality. Women have made significant strides in closing the gender gap. Share responsibilities. Both men and women contribute to household duties and childcare. Women participation in the workplace. Increased presence in the various sectors, including traditionally male-dominant fields. Asia and Japan. Traditional gender roles. Despite economic development, traditional gender roles persist. Woman expectation. Expected to balance career and domestic responsibilities, often facing pressure to prioritize family over work. Man expectation. High expectation for career success and long work hours. So, in Japan, is woman and women have different responsibilities. Progress in Western societies. Women in Western countries like the USA, Europe, Canada, Australia, and New Zealand have made significant strides toward gender equality in recent decades. They have gained access to education, career, and political participation, challenging traditional and gender rules. Challenging in developing countries. Women in many developing countries still face significant hurdles. These include limited access to education, restricted economic opportunities, and inherited cultural norms that confine them to domestic rules. Issues like child marriage, early motherhood, and gender-based violence are prevalent. Global inequality. The text emphasizes the stark contrast between the progress made in Western societies and ongoing struggle faced by women in many other parts of the countries. It highlights the need for continued effort to promote gender equality globally. Specific point. Western society. Women have achieved significant progress in various fields, including politics, business, and science. They have gained equal rights and access to education and employment. Gender neutral policies like parental leaves are becoming more common. Developing countries, women often face limited access to education and healthcare. They are often continue to domestic rules and lack economic independence. Third, child marriage and gender-based violence remain significant issues. Traditional gender roles. First, woman roles. Traditionally, Filipino women were expected to be homemakers, responsible for cooking, cleaning, and caring for children. Men roles. Men were seen as a primary breadwinner and decision maker in the family. Changing perspective. First, partnership in the home. The text highlights a growing movement towards shared responsibilities within the home, with men become more involved in the childcare and household chores. Second, woman empowerment. There is a growing recognition in women contribute to the society and their right to pursue education careers. Community initiative. The text mentioned community-based programs that are promoting gender equality and challenging traditional gender norms. Challenges and opportunity. First, present tense traditional beliefs. Despite progress, traditional gender roles still hold significant influence in Filipino society. Needs for continued advocacy. Effort are needed to further promote gender equality and empower women in all aspects of life. Western societies. Women in these societies have made a significant stride in achieving gender equality with access to education, career, and political participation. Developing countries. Women in developing countries often face limited access to education, restricted economic opportunities, and inherited culture norms that confine them to domestic roles. Issues like child marriage, early motherhood, and gender-based violence are prevalent. Remote tribal communities. Women in these communities often face the hardship continuous condition with restricted rules and limited freedom. They are often expected to adhere to ancient tradition, including practice like genital mutilation and body modification. Additional insight. Matriarchal society. The text verbally mentioned the existence of matriarchal society, where women hold power and decision-making authority. Challenging and developing countries. These highlight how lack of access to education, limited employment opportunities, and early pregnancies contribute to poverty and vulnerability for women in developing countries. This topic is gender roles are highlighted. Sa kanang every country kay natay gisunod nga mga rules. But kani nga rules kay gibuhat siya kay para protektahan ta sa mga tawo nga kaya tang abusuhon o ribulita sa kanang mga every mga like sa trabaho inana giprotektahan na paagi sa mga rules. Dapat sundo lang ginato kung unsay rules sa mga kanang lalahi nga nasod. Our next topic is gender and family. Gender is seen as an inflexible and intangible concept, with family life being inherently different for women and men. Definitely, obligations are attributed to gender and socialization into adulthood, with women and men engaging in specific behaviors. Nature and notion of family. Family is a crucial universal institution, serving as a foundation for all other relevant societal institutions and forming the core of the social structure. There is some needs to form a family. First is reproductive urge. The reproductive urge is a desire to have sexual relationship to form a family, as a sex is necessary for having a children. Second, biological needs. Sexual urges vary by age, and marriage is a crucial for satisfying these urges, as they cannot be experienced anywhere or at any time. Third, economic prevention. Upon birth, a child is fully dependent on their family, particularly for biological needs like nature of family distinctive characteristic. First, universality. Second, emotional biases. Third, formative influence. Fourth, limited size. Fifth, nuclear position in the society. Number 6, sense of responsibility. 7, social control. And last, permanent and temporary in nature. This is the nature of family distinctive characteristic. Gender stereotypes in the family. Parents and children are exposed to the social and cultural environment that perpetuate gender stereotype, which they may introduce into the family through clothing, toys, and television show. Gender inequality structure in the family. First, addressing gender inequality in the family situation is crucial for promoting equal opportunities for both gender to reach their full potential. Second, families do not function as a democracies, as each family has its own system for determining power, authority, rights, privilege, obligation, and roles within the family unit. This topic, gender and family. Ang family mao'y foundation sa usa ka tao. Ang family dira nagsugod tanan, dira nimo nakatunan tanan, gipangtudlo sa imong mama papa sa kanang saktong pamatasan, sila nagtabang sa imuha, sila na-permi sa imuha kanang bisag sa part nimo nga lisod na kayo ka, inana. Then always choose your family. Our next topic is gender and school. Learning outcomes. At of the character, the students are expected to determine the influence of school on student perception on gender roles. Access school programs on promoting gender equality. Observe school policy aimed to promote gender inequality and deter gender-based discrimination. Socialization is a process through which people learn and acquire the characteristic of the school group to which they belong. What happens during the socialization is that the social world is internalized on the child. From American sociologists, the society does not only control our movement, but also provides our identity, thought, and emotion. School is a very important institution that influences the child's socialization. The teachers attribute to the girls the progress of their effort, while they attribute to the boys intellectual and talent capacity. Rules of teachers and peer. The school environment influences the gender differentiation through two sources, teachers and peer. Teachers have direct impact on the gender difference in the way they differ boys and girls in the process opportunities offered to them and the way of evaluation. Teachers contribute to the development of gender stereotype. They facilitate children gender biases by making gender as important by using it to the level an organized student. Second, peers affect the organization of gender differences in different way. Peers also as punitive verbal and non-verbal behaviors against those students who did not meet the expectation of gender rules. Third, in general, teachers believe they do not take into account that the gender of the student when they explain and announce that they see students as children. They do not see them as a boy or girl. Fourth, gender inequality penetrates environment in school. Recognizing the promoting men and women contribute in nation building. Gender responsive textbook and liberties. School can do gender inequality their liberties to see how they promote gender inequality through textbook. Teachers are the torchbearers of gender inequality. Teachers should promote equal participation and motivation on girls and boys in classroom participation. Gender inequality through school providing a safe and inclusive learning environment. Creating a gender equal and safe learning environment in school involves collaboration from government, school, teachers, and students. Government can exclusive curricula ensure teacher training and maintain proper facilities. School should address violence and offer health education. Teachers must adhere professional standard and provide unbiased instruction. Students are expected to behave inclusive and non-violently. National and school policies should target school-related violence. School-related violence, including bullying and harassment, affect millions of students globally. Targeted policies are needed to create safer learning environment. Some countries have enacted legislation while teachers training programs aim to promote student well-being. Effort to prevent gender-based violence and promote positive and social behavior are crucial. Gender-sensitive facilities can increase the time girls spend in school. Insufficient sanitation facilities, particularly for girls during menstruation, significantly affect school attendance. Despite regulation mandating separate facilities, only 60% of education systems require them. Gender issues are often overlooked in school inspection, highlighting the need for improving focus. Gender equality in education requires unbiased curricula and textbooks. First, gender equality in education depends on curricula and textbooks that are free from gender bias. Second, educational material should promote equality in gender relations. Third, how students perceive themselves under societal roles is influenced by their school experience, including how genders are represented in textbooks. Fourth, ensuring unbiased educational content is crucial for fostering gender-responsive instruction and shaping a fairer society. Comprehensive sexuality education. CSE equip young people with knowledge, skills, and attitude for self and informed decisions. Second, effective CSE should focus on gender equality and human rights, not just HIV prevention. CSE program addressing gender power relations are 5 times more effective in reducing STIs and unwanted pregnancies. The government and civil society action. The UN Human Rights Council urged states to periodically review textbook to eliminate gender stereotypes. Some countries like Vietnam and Ghana have policies for reviewing textbook for gender bias. Third, in contrast, countries like Pakistan lack explicit gender criteria in textbook review. Fourth, monitoring by parents and civil society can lead to positive change, as seen in South Africa, wherein parents' Facebook posts lead to action against victim blaming content in textbooks. While there has been progress in addressing gender issues in textbook, significant work remains to eliminate gender bias and ensure fair representation. Teacher education can help address underlying gender biases. What is gender biases? It refers to the preferential treatment or discriminatory attitude and behaviors based on individuals' gender. Strategies for teachers to prevent gender biases. First, identify personal biases. First, teachers should reflect on their own attitude and behavior related to the gender identity and conscious biases. Regular self-reflection or peer feedback can help recognize any unintentional biases. Second, balanced participation. Monitor and ensure that boys and girls have equal opportunity to speak, lead activities, or participate in hands-on tasks. Third, offer choice. Provide a variety of activities that cater of different interests, ensuring that all students can choose based on their preference rather than gender expectation. Last, encourage respect. Foster a respectful classroom where students of all gender feel comfortable expressing themselves without fear of judgment and bias. Gender and work. I will paid sister resigned from her job due to scandal like Monica Lewinsky, White House internship, and the Pregnancy Discrimination Act of 1978. This incident, along with sexual harassment, unfair labor practices, and sex discrimination, are common in workplace worldwide, highlighting the need for improved workplace policies and practices. Below are 4 steps to overcome gender bias that address the wider system rather than expecting individual women to solve their problem. Awareness. Decision makers should increase awareness to their biases and recognize their impact on hiring and promotion processes. The implicit association test hosted by Harvard University can help measure bias level. However, conscious effort alone, it is not enough. Second, attitude. Breaking gender stereotype requires embracing both men and women in roles, allowing them to choose roles that are most suitable for their abilities and societal freedom. Fourth, analysis. Analyze your organization gender balance. Examine short list and examine performance review to identify gender biases, enabling you to focus effort effectively. Last, systematic change, such as gender balance is shortlisting and assessing candidates can create meaningful change. Governmental policies like cubic paternity leave policy can increase father involvement and challenge gender stereotypes. Workplace gender discrimination. Where do we stand now? The author discovered the extent of gender-based discrimination women face in the workplace through IW's fact sheets, despite prior advocacy for gender equality in adolescent sexual and reproductive health. First, the unequal distribution of domestic responsibilities limit women workplace participation. Second, gender stereotype contribute to the continuous decline of women representation as the day progress in the corporate rank. Third, unbiased workplace policies contribute to limiting women economic empowerment. This Women Month, I want to share 3 important insights that I've been learned from working with IW to help raise awareness on workplace gender equality issues and to challenge the way we do things in the workplace. 3 types insight from working with investing in women. First, some companies still consider a woman plan to start a family in a recruitment process. Second, significantly longer maternity leaves compared to paternity leaves perpetuate the expectation that women should take more time for childcare than men. Women still get paid less than their male counterparts for doing the same job. What changes have to be made? One way to address gender-based discrimination in the workplace is to adopt policies that ensure its elimination at all levels. Example of such policies include: first, making gender-based discrimination in the workplace illegal. Second, ensure equal wage for work of equal value of mandated by law. And third, allowing women to work in the same industries as men. Our topic is gender and work. Some some women have experienced bullying or discrimination in work. Maka-feel gid ang usa ka babaye og discrimination sa usa ka work kay tan-aw gud sa ilaha sa kanang mga companies ang babae kay kanang wala kay mabuhat sa companies inana din ma-abuse gid sila din. So atong government naghimo og way para stop bitaw na mo to ang katong Magna Carta of Women's gibuhat na siya kay para protektahan ang mga woman sa kanang pag-discrimination sa kanang workplace.